Hey guys, so I don't know what made me think of it, but I know something I haven't told anybody on here as far as my YouTube world. People who know me will have known about this. It happened several years ago. I'm not even sure how long ago now, but this is a totally true story. I remember it was a Sunday morning. I woke up, got out of bed, and was doing the things you normally do when you wake up. And I got this terrible clutching pain in my chest. And I thought, that is not a heart attack. And I know I thought that because I've taken first aid classes and CPR, and the first sign of a heart attack is not believing you have a heart attack. So I kept telling myself, it's not a heart attack, which means it's probably a heart attack. But I waited because, it like came and it went away. And so I was going on about my day, and a couple of minutes later, again, I got that pain. And I still kept trying to pass it off. And I sat first and I took deep breaths to relax. And I was also thinking, I don't have any numbness in my arm and so forth. And then it came again. And then I thought, okay, this isn't good. So I first tried calling my brother and saying, hey, I think maybe we should take a ride to the emergency room. But he wasn't answering. I called my niece, his daughter, who happened to be in the car with her mother at the time, I remember. And I asked her where her father was, and here he was in church. And in the conversation, her mother was saying, I'm calling the ambulance, you know. And she called the ambulance and that. And I think they like turned around. They went to the church and told my mother and brother. And the ambulance came and they hauled me to the emergency room. And, they had me on oxygen. And I kept getting that. It was like, just come and go. It was sort of almost I don't know if anybody timed it, but it seemed like it was, it just, I'm telling you, it was an intense pain. So I went to the emergency room, and of course they immediately put me in a bed and put the sticky things on my chest and took my blood pressure. In fact, they had the blood pressure cuff. I remember it was like automatically, I think, taking my blood pressure every 2 minutes or something, whatever. I was there for quite a while, and of course my brother and mother came from church, and they brought their priest along. And I was back in one of the emergency room booths, or whatever you want to call them, examine rooms, I guess. And the priest asked if he could pray for me. I said, sure, go ahead, because I don't really believe in it, but it's fine for other people. And I also remember asking him to get my mother out of there, not because she was bothering me, but because I didn't want her being upset. But anyway, so I was there in the emergency room for a while, and they're doing all that. And then it turned out I hadn't had a heart attack. Okay. And just from thinking about stuff and that, I realized then that what had happened was the day before at work, I was moving a refrigerator and I pulled a muscle in my chest. So that was okay. massive heart attack averted. But they said, we recommend you make an appointment with your the family doctor, or I think now, don't they call them PC, personal care physicians? At the time, I'm pretty sure I didn't have one, but the next day I decided, maybe I should. And I called and set up an appointment with a doctor. And whenever I had that appointment, then they were looking at the EKG thing from the emergency room. And they said, well, yeah, you didn't have a heart attack, but you do have AFib. I forget the term now. Not arterial, but anyway, it means an irregular heartbeat thing. And it turned out that, I remember clear back when I was in my 20s, every once in a while on my chest, I'd feel this flutter. And it was like a twitch. That's what I always thought it was you ever you get a twitch in your eye where it just da-da-da-da. That's what it always felt like. Well, here that was actually every once in a while my heart valve would go da-da-da-da-da, like that. So I always thought it was kind of ironic that I had a massive heart attack that wasn't a heart attack. You're perfectly fine, except go see your doctor, and he's going to tell you that we just diagnosed you with AFib. I don't know why they didn't tell me that at the emergency room. In fact, it was only a 50-50 chance that I made a doctor's appointment afterwards anyway. Since they told me I didn't have a heart attack, I thought, okay, I'm fine. You'd think they would have said, you have AFib, you should now have a doctor. And anyway, and that's when they started giving me blood thinners, and I haven't had the da-da-da-da in my chest anymore. But anyway, that's the story of me and my massive heart attack. Got any questions? Not going to do you any good to ask them because I can't hear you, but hey, peace out. Have a good day. I'm ending this. See right here, I'm gonna hit that little button up there.